So, did Joe Biden introduce a new energy policy at the NATO meeting yesterday? Joining me now to talk about this, Mike Sommers, President and CEO of the American Petroleum Institute. What did you make of this, Mike? It's a joint task force. It's going to pick up 15 BCMs next year, 22. I don't know how they're going to do it. That's about 3% of Europe's needs. Then they want to pick up by 2030, 50 BCMs of natural gas. That's 10%. But on the other hand, they've hammered us so much here at home. I don't know if we can even supply that stuff in the near term. What do you tell me? What you think? Tell me what you're hearing from your members after that announcement yesterday.
Well, it's certainly a far cry from where they started this administration. It's unfortunately that it took this terrible conflict in Ukraine to really lead this administration to make some big decisions that are going to advance America's energy future. What they're talking about here is a 65% increase in the amount of LNG that's going in to Europe by the year 2030. But what we haven't seen yet is what it's really going to take to make that happen. We're going to need a lot of new infrastructure. We're going to need a lot of new pipelines built to make sure that we can actually supply the European market with this increased LNG. The good news is, Larry, as you know, we have the natural gas here in the United States. And we want to be able to supply the world with this LNG, which, of course, is cleaner than what a lot of countries are currently using. And it advances American democracy and American goals and ideals overseas.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but in the Trump administration, we tried, and I was front and center on this. I was probably the best LNG salesperson ever. I never asked for a commission. I just sold it. Every European leader came to the cabinet room, lunch with the president. The subject would go to energy. President would turn to me and say, go. And we'd make the pitch to build LNG operations because here at home it was wide open. Now, not only did Europe not make the LNG operations, right, but the Bidens essentially shut it down here at home. So my question is, how quickly could the spigot be reopened? I think that's what everyone's going to be asking in the next few days.
Well, that's the big concern, is that, because the administration put in place some new restrictions on this kind of development, in particular, the reforms that your administration put in place to the National Energy Policy Act, NEPA, we need to make sure that we get back to those reforms so that we can actually build these terminals so that we can export LNG to the world. That's the most important priority. American producers want to produce more natural gas, both on private lands and on public lands. So think about, Larry, what's happened just in the last 2 weeks. They've decided that they're going to start having lease and permit sales on public lands. They made this big announcement today with the EU. They also reversed a terrible decision from FERC from just 2 weeks ago. Imagine the fact that we've never seen a federal agency reverse a policy in this fast of a manner. And they did it just yesterday after 2 weeks of outcry. So it's truly amazing what has taken place from an energy policy perspective just in the last 2 weeks. And I compliment the administration for learning that this industry is going to be required if we're going to be able to get Ukraine back to where they need to be and ensure that Europe has the energy that they need to continue to fight this terrible war.
Well, the FERC thing, we don't know. I mean, they sort of put it in neutral, right? They pulled back the final approval of this crazy rule that would have prevented any new pipelines in our lifetime. So that's good. I agree with you there. I think we owe it to the war more than to Biden. I think we owe it to the brave Ukrainians and to the Europeans. But okay, I'll go with that, and we'll see how the FERC final rule looks at. Your guys aren't going to start investing, though, until they know specifically about that rule, right?
Well, that's exactly right. We need this takeout capacity. I mean, you think about just the Marcellus Shale in the state of Pennsylvania and the state of Ohio. We have the capacity to produce more natural gas there than just about anywhere in the world. And we have the waterways where we can actually transport it directly to the Atlantic Ocean to get it to Europe as quickly as possible. But we don't have the pipes. We don't have the infrastructure. And those require permits. those permits have to be put in place by the federal government and state governments. So we need certainty that the infrastructure is going to be built before we actually start producing more natural gas. So this is a good first step today, a very good first step. But what has to happen now is we need to see the details. We need to see what's behind it from a policy perspective. The concern that I think all of us have is that the outcry that we've already seen from the environmental community saying that they're opposed to this new deal. And that should be concerning to every American.
But not surprising or shocking. Now, Jennifer Granholm has okayed, as I'm reading, she's okayed 2 LNG export projects. She's got a bunch still sitting on the desk. She had been sitting on, I think, 6 of them. Briette told me, or you told me.
There are 4 more. That's right.
Yeah, 4 more. So they did 2. So they're kind of, yeah, it's not universal. I will say this, if you read, Mike, and I know you have, if you read this statement coming out of Biden, U.S., NATO, a whole lot of it, though, is about the Green New Deal. I mean, they're going to push renewables. They want heat pumps. There's the battery-driven heat pumps, smart thermostats, accelerating wind and solar, replacing 20 billion CMs this year with alternatives to natural gas like wind and solar. No, there's a lot of green. What they're saying is we need more, but we're going to use green in the future. I don't see a thoroughgoing commitment to clean burning, and we have the cleanest burning natural gas in the world, do we not? I don't see commitment to that.
Well, Larry, you and I both know that this war is going to be won with U.S. oil and U.S. natural gas, and we can supply the world if given the opportunity. And I'll remind you of our history. The United States supplied the world with the oil that it needed to win World War II. In fact, World War II required about 7 billion barrels of oil to win. 6 billion of those barrels came from the United States of America. We're prepared to do that again, to fight and make sure that Ukraine has the supplies that they need and the energy that it needs to continue to fight back and continue to make sure that Europe is supplied with the energy that it needs so that they're no longer dependent on Russian natural gas.
Well said, Mike Sommers. Well said, buddy. I appreciate it very, very much. God bless.